Yeah.
So when you have a difficult decision to make, like Jessica did,
Yeah.
come to a tipping point, and at that tipping point, you're not looking for specific facts to go one way or the other. Are you, as opposed to getting an intuitive response in the moment, all of a sudden it just comes to you? Is that the process?
I mean, there's so many processes that are always going on, right? So we have our rational process that's like, well, I have a mortgage to pay, so I need a job, and all that stuff, the thinking and the practical everyday, that has its place. It has a very real place. Because, if not, then you become homeless. So that's got its place. And then, but what happens, I think, is that thing takes over oftentimes and becomes the dominant one. And then you can't listen to your heart, you can't listen to your gut. So we have these centers, Dono center, compassion center, thinking center. And they have to be in balance. If you have too much of a Dono center, it's like this, wild and crazy person who believes in themselves, like a wild, crazy karate master that might be like chopping everybody's head off because they're not perceiving their heart and they're not perceiving their mind. So they all have to be in balance. You can't throw one out and just say, well, it's only intuition, not thinking. It's only thinking, not intuition. And what about, how does it feel? So we have to balance all of that. And the only way I know how, and the reason I came to this practice goes back to those mountains. Because I always have been that dumb one. Always. Who just doesn't see it. It's like, what? And so why do I love this practice, and how has it really been amazing for me personally? It's so simple that you can actually do it. And that simple thing is, and I say it like a broken record, what are you doing now, all day long, every day? The more we keep coming back to that, the more all of this gets balanced. Dogs don't meow. Cats don't bark. Cherry trees don't make lemons. Ever. How is it that the whole universe never makes a mistake except for us? How is that? It's like a miracle. If you think about it, it's a miracle. Right now pumpkins are coming, the leaves are changing. How does that happen? All the time. It never makes a mistake. Because everything is functioning in accordance with the truth. And the only way that we humans can do that is if we join what's true. And the only way I know how is, I'm sure there's other ways, but from what I've experienced, that's the way. When you're doing something, just do it. And then, the complications aren't as bad because you're in accordance. So the cherry tree isn't thinking, well, should I make lemons this year, or should I do a big cherry or a little cherry? It doesn't have to go through that; it just can do it. And the same as that is true for us. You're welcome. So, but as Jessica said, it is humbling. It's humbling. But at the same time, it's exciting I feel like we're really privileged to have had somebody tell us about this practice. A lot of people on the planet don't know about it. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet, and boy, it's pretty liberating. Because it is true that we do have relationship conflicts and difficulties with our job and health issues and confusion and should I go this way or that way, and what am I, and what's the point of my life? And we have all this stuff, and every human being has it. And so what do? We read books and we go here and there, but very few people actually know this precious golden jewel that we all have, all of us have in our pocket now, which is, we can just say that, you know, what am I doing now? Just do it. It's incredibly powerful. And it can transform any of the stuff we just talked about, regardless of what type of thing it is, regardless of how heavy or complicated it is. And then you add that, you know, to that direction of why. That's all. So we're really lucky, and it's really life-changing to have these tools and to have this teaching. And I feel like it's our, you know, privilege, and it's also then our responsibility to share that. And so that's what the Zen Center does every day, and hopefully each one of us can do that in our own way, whatever that may be. It might be you're working on that nuclear submarine. It might be you know, are making your kids a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It might be that you're a Zen monk. It could be anything at all. Each one of us can just listen to our own hearts and find that. And if we're open to it, we don't have to do all the heavy lifting either. The universe will show us what to do, you know? Just like the cherry tree, just like the dog, just like the cat that doesn't bark. It's just accessing that energy. And so I hope that we can keep that mind. Only go straight, don't know. Get enlightenment and save all beings from suffering. Thank you.